Very good afternoon, Professor Fairoz. My name is Alicia Hosanna, student ID P138321. And for this video, our assignment 4 video, I will be answering questions 1B and 2B. For question 1B, it's recommend steps to be taken to establish an internal whistleblowing policy in the caller's company. So, the first step that needs to be taken when establishing an internal whistleblowing policy is to educate employees on ethical guidelines. The whole idea of having to whistleblow on somebody is basically to call out on their wrongdoing, to expose their wrongdoing to the other half of the management or to the people who are not aware about it. When developing whistleblowing policies, employees first need to be educated on what it is to be ethical, on what it takes to be ethical. Why would whistleblowing need to be necessary? This education is important because staff need to see why it's important to be on the ethical side of a business or of a company. If staff do not see the necessity to be ethical, if they would like to take the easy way out in doing things, then there is absolutely no point of creating this whistleblowers policy. So the very first step that needs to be taken is to educate employees on why, on the necessity, on why it's important to be whistleblowers. The next step that can be taken is to make known, is to inform staff on the possible reporting channels. Now, making a policy can be done by anyone because these are just a set of rules, a set of code on papers. But to go out there and to tell your staff whom to report to or where all your complaints should be channeled to is basically making a statement that you are serious about crimes being reported within your company. If you did not mean it, if you were not serious, then the last thing you would do is to tell your staff on where they should take their complaints to. But when you tell them that if you would like to whistleblow, please gather all your evidence and take it to this particular person. When you put it out like that, you are telling them that look, we're serious about it, and as soon as you get the opportunity, we want you to do it this way. That is basically showing your staff that you are serious about your policy and that you want them to be serious as well. The third step to be taken is to basically educate staff on how they will be protected by the law. So usually when whistleblowers do their job, they're basically calling out people of the higher management. Usually it's people of the higher management that have been involved in fraudulent activities, whether monetarily or not monetarily. Either way, these people are usually people who have authority or who have power to basically ruin someone's life. And whistleblowers, even though they have gathered enough information, gathered enough evidence, that doesn't mean they have what it takes to bring those evidence to the right places to do the right thing. So the third step in creating these steps when creating a whistleblower policy is basically to educate staff on how they are protected by the law so that they are further encouraged, they are motivated, they are inspired to do what is right. Lastly, the last step is that this education on staff should continue, should be expanded towards giving them examples of misconduct and as well as giving them a brief example on what cases are considered a whistleblower cases as well as what cases are not considered whistleblower cases. This is a very important step because staff should be able to identify or recognize or distinguish which is and which is not before they even are able to decide on what they should do about cases that may seem fraudulent to them. For question 2B, suggests how AA should address the stakeholder concerns in the context of corporate responsibility. First things first, AA should come up with a healthy compensation package for staff so that they do not see the necessity to leave the company and go elsewhere. This is to ensure that the turnover rate in the company is low. Now, the company has done a good thing in recognizing that their salary is much lower than the industry pays. But instead of just recognizing, what they should have done is taken it a step further and come up with different ways that they could compensate their staff or to reward their staff so that staffs see the necessity to stay there and build their relationship with their co-workers as well as build the company. What happens when AA does this is that there's trust among co-workers. In other words, there's also a healthy, conducive working environment that staffs are comfortable to be in. When this is done, staff will no longer see the necessity to leave and move to a different company and start over because they feel appreciated where they are. The second thing that AA should do is to come up with a fixed working schedule where everybody is given mandatory leave, time off, medical leave, emergency leave, annual leave,